and welcome to another Tech Tuesdays video. So this week we're going to be looking at the Easy SMX controller. So I've been looking around on Amazon a little bit at gaming controllers. This one is already open because I've been using it a little bit. This is going to be an unboxing and review. So without any further ado, let's get in there. So this thing retails at about 15 quid on Amazon. So it's a teeny bit cheaper than Xbox controllers. Really simple packaging there, just a cardboard box. Obviously came in an Amazon box to begin with. And let's dig in. So it comes in this kind of white plastic tray. I think there was an instruction manual with it actually, but I couldn't be able to find that, put that back in the box just for the purposes of this video. Let's get rid of that. So looks wise, I think they've given us a decent design here, Easy SMX. So it has this blue style with it. Let's just take it out. So it's just kind of clipped into this white packaging. So it has, I went for blue because my computer is blue, and the computer that I'm kind of pricing up to build is also blue. So made sense to go for blue rather than orange. It does come in orange as well, which I guess would fit in if you had more of a red style PC, which I know some people do, but it's orange rather than red. And those are the two colour options. The general layout is just like an Xbox controller. So you've got thumb pad up there, thumb pad there, D-pad there, Y, B, A and X buttons, back and stop, home button and a turbo button. And it works, and the two triggers and buttons on the back. So it works, like I say, just like an Xbox controller. I've been using this in Mass Effect, been using this in Elite Dangerous, been using this in of other games too. I first tried it out in Halo actually, but yeah, it's there's some games I think I'd really like to stay keyboard and mouse for, but there's other games that this is actually a ton easier to use. Now here's the first and biggest downside. I think it's not really that much of a downside, but if we come to the back here and we just take this off, this thing will only run on I think it's AA batteries. Yeah, AA batteries. I got a couple of GP Ultra rechargeable ones in there at the moment, and so yeah, you can get rechargeable batteries, but this doesn't have a rechargeable battery pack. I don't think it is compatible with any Xbox controller that has a rechargeable pack. But that is the pretty much only downside I've had with this thing. So that goes in, and then that's what it looks like. So this blue light will usually light up the ring once it has connected to the thing. So this is totally wireless, but it does require a USB dongle. So I just have a USB port that I don't look at, don't use, don't see. It just goes in there, out the way, and connects fine, runs fine. So that just needs to go in your computer and it should run okay. After it has quite a short timeout time. That's something else I found. So again, coming back to Elite Dangerous, I usually use the mouse to navigate when you're in a starport, looking at controls, looking and going to the shop and repairing your ship and whatever. So I just find that easier, and it will often fall asleep in maybe the 5 minutes that I'm doing that. But it is really easy. You just push the button and it is back on. Get no lag between it recognising it again. So I just grab my netbook, just going to plug it in. I'm obviously not going to show you anything on with this netbook, just so it's there. So plug it in and it just connects like so. So you can actually change mode. So actually I haven't quite figured this out for myself yet, but you can actually change modes as just to there. A little bit strange, but it works. So it wouldn't actually, I don't think, work with this netbook because I'm running Linux Mint on here. But it is officially compatible with Windows XP 7, 8, 8.1 and 10. It's also compatible with PlayStation 3. Although I think it takes a little bit more configuring with PlayStation 3, according to the other reviews I've seen. Vista, it says there. I'm assuming that means Windows Vista. Not sure why it's not with all the other Windows versions. It also says TV boxes, Android. So if you had like an Android tablet, which I think they do make with a USB connected, then it would work with that. So it is actually red, so you can have black and blue or black and red. And these are £14.99 rather than 30. which is what the recommended retail price of these would be. I might do a quick range test with this actually. So, so there's now a wall and a door between us, and it's still connected properly. Can't tell you if this will work properly right now, but it is saying it's connected, so I'm going to assume that it would work perfectly fine as it is. So yeah, I don't think there's much more to say. It works really well in games. I'm going to just add in a few more gaming clips. So we're going to start off in Halo Combat Evolved. So to enable it, you need to go into Settings, Gamepad. It should be the one labeled PC USB Controller. I've used my phone with the controller before, so that's what those are. But you probably won't have those. So if you just got the controller, you should just have that come up. And you need to click OK. Now, I don't believe it actually sets up the controls automatically, so you will need to come in here and set all that up. But I have just done that. But it's simple enough. You just click on it and do what you want it to do. You can then should be able to move around in the menu. Yeah, there we go. Then A is OK, B is back. So it's got the trigger to fire, other trigger for grenades. I just want to see if I can find something to aim on. Oh, we can go down here. Here's some grenades, so we can switch between grenades if I hadn't just thrown my last frag. Really want something with a scope. That is one thing, it just refers, I don't know if the Xbox controller does this, but it just refers to it as button number, which I believe I set to X. So not every game actually supports controller control natively. Take Mass Effect for instance. I think Open Spades for Ace of Spades is another one. However, with a lot of these games, or Mass Effect at least, what you can do, in fact, if you just Google Mass Effect controller, you can find texture packs, like a mod pack rather, to accept controller. But the only downside with this is you can't change anything, so you have to go with what it suggests. You can't change your control, so if you don't like the control, you're kind of stuck with it. The other downside is that it breaks keyboard support. I really suck at this bit. It's just proven, but you can use the controller. So Elite Dangerous comes with several kind of sets of presets. So I kind of started off using the generic joystick one, but then you can also you can make it custom. So I've customized this exactly how I want to play with it, and it makes this game so much easier compared to playing it with keyboard and mouse. I really like this game because it kind of treats the controller and the keyboard. You know, you could use them both to control, which is something that I like being able to do. Another thing that I'm not a massive fan of is it uses Y as the accept button rather than A. I'm used to it being A. But yeah, so I'm using the keyboard right now to do that, but now I'm using the controller. We should be close enough. Okay, so we are going to 2, that's 3. I wish only the one that they actually asked for would light up. Right, for me, this is really seamlessly controlled, whereas the keyboard and mouse, I was all over the shop, flying. This is going to really look rubbish if I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea where that pad is. Where is the pad that I'm looking for? But I like with keyboard and mouse, like I was really disappointed because I was just like the game is unplayable pretty much, or I found the control it just wasn't worth it. Oh, there's 2. But now, so I'm using the kind of left hand thumbstick for controlling and the right hand for throttle and yaw. So I think we need to be facing the other way. And again, like I said, you can still use the computer keyboard. So I have up and down thrust on the computer keyboard,
Then I have the D-pad to kind of left and right. This was so hard using keyboard and mouse. It usually took me like, you usually get like just under 10 minutes I think to do it, and it usually took me most of that time to do it. Whereas I've just done that in about 2 minutes, and most of that was wondering where on earth the pad was. One thing that I do like in Starport services, I like using the mouse still because it's just easier to control. But you can do that with the controller if you prefer. But yeah. So that's Elite Dangerous there. Now this is one game where it's like I don't want to play this game without the controller. Same with Mass Effect. Like Mass Effect was, it was fine with keyboard and mouse, but I found the controller easier. I think it's a real shame that Mass Effect doesn't support it natively. But then Halo, I kind of like, I might as well just keep using keyboard and mouse. I was fine with those controls before. I don't think using the controller adds anything. So it's kind of down to you what you want to use the controller for, if you actually find it any easier to use compared to keyboard and mouse. But in lots of games like this, it just makes so much more sense to me to be able to actually have those joystick controls where you're just like, I want to go left a little bit, and suddenly you're flying left, rather than mouse and you're just like, no, I don't want to go that way. It's just a mess. But yeah, so that's my kind of review. So it works perfectly. I've not had any issues. It's never kind of dropped out of control. The computer essentially treats it just like it's an Xbox controller. As far as the computer knows or cares, it's an Xbox controller. For 15 quid, I think this is a really decent piece of tech, and I would highly recommend it if you're looking for a controller. So I would highly recommend the Easy SMX controller to you for that price. And even better if you can get it cheaper, which I do sometimes. Anyway, thanks for watching this episode of Tech Tuesday. I'll see you again for the next one.